Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Get on in here. I know it's random, Tuesday, 10:44 Eastern time, but again, sometimes I schedule certain things like, people's collabs, SMD family member collabs, which is Nicers is coming up this Friday. So collaboration with Nicer, SMD family member Nicer. But the most of the time, things just come to me. Hello, reigning woman. Get on in here. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I am your host, LJ Young. Sorry, guys. I got to set my mic. I forgot to set my mic. There we go. Welcome. Get on in here. Talk to you about some things. Sometimes now that I've been financially free debt free for years now, right? The best way I can describe it to you guys is the pieces of the puzzle become more and more, they start snapping together more and more longer you've been out of the debt matrix, because I see how it all works. What's going on, Mark? Dave Sincere? The pastor. Reigning woman be killing me with that one. But the longer, and this is for you guys that are becoming debt free, have woken up, working hard to get to zero. I'm just show you what's on the other side, because I've been over here for quite a while, and you'll see what I see. You'll see that I'm not even saying anything spectacular. I'm gonna just state the obvious, right? Give you guys a few more minutes to get in here. So you guys I just want to give you guys a clear view of what is. And remember, everything I'm saying to you, I can prove with mathematics. Now you got to do is believe it. And once you believe it, you'll see how the other economy, how it works, that the majority of people cannot see in the economy that the majority can see. There's two economies, one that the majority can see, and there's one that the majority cannot see. That it's basically phantom to them, because if you don't believe in mathematics, you can't see it. Okay, it'll be mathematically impossible for you to see if you don't believe in mathematics. So don't even try to see it. And if you're new to my channel, if you're in debt and you don't even know how much debt you're in, you'll never ever see it. That's mathematically impossible for you to see, because if you're in debt, don't know how much debt you're in, that means you have been in debt all your life. So, and if you've been in debt all your life, all you speak is debt. I promise you. And the only way to break out of that is to believe in mathematics. That's the only way. If you don't believe in it, if you're a person that believes that everybody has debt and always will have debt, you'll never know what I'm talking about. Okay. Uber guy says, wish I was debt free right now to go shopping. Oh yeah, that's big time shopping right now. But Uber guy, you got time. Wait till the crash hits hard. Right now it's starting. Okay, stock market stopping and starting, doing all that stupid nonsense is doing. But those are signs to tell you, the people that are financially free, that it's coming. They're giving you signs to say, get ready. It's about to be Christmas. Get ready. You're about to get 3 houses for the price of one. Taxes are going to drop. The people with FHA mortgages are going to lose them. Everybody with mortgages that believe they're homeowners, they're about to lose them. The vast majority of them are. Okay. They're about to find out real quick that they're not homeowners. They are actually loan owners. Okay. They're about to find out. And you got to remember, recessions, economy crashes, that's Christmas time for those who are in debt. Christmas, that's the best time of year. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna share something with you that I realized something today as I'm seeing all the coronavirus people scare. I mean, it is panicking out there. I went to try to get some toilet paper, wasn't there. I'm like, what the hell does coronavirus got to do with toilet paper? Nothing. It's just what sheeple do. Sheeple just do random stuff like that. All right. And they follow suit. They're so easily led. Sheeple, when you get out of debt, you'll see sheeple are so easily led. They believe everything. And when you come across somebody that's tripping over the coronavirus, turn to that person and say, hey, man, do you know how many people died of the common flu last year? Coronavirus is nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. Just make people think, it's just mm. Anyway, now I'm gonna share something with you guys, and and it's not about if you guys are gonna believe it or not. I know SMD family members will know, but if you're new to my channel, it really doesn't matter how you feel about it, what it is. I need you to start thinking mathematically only. If if what I'm about to tell you makes mathematical sense, that's all you need to understand and believe. Okay. Is like anything outside of mathematics that how you feel outside of my math, remember those are feelings, okay? Feelings have nothing to do with mathematics. Nothing. Math doesn't care how you feel about 1 plus 1 equaling 2. It doesn't care how you feel about that. Math does not care how you feel at 5 plus 5, since 5 plus 5 equals 10. It doesn't care how you feel about it. If you're sad about it, if you're happy about it, however you feel about debt doesn't matter. All right. Now, this what I was thinking about something today, and you know how people are getting on Facebook talking about, "Oh my God, I'm losing money in my 401k. I can't believe it." And it's and now to the average person in debt, a person talking about their 401k loss might sound impressive to them, right? They're like, "Oh, these people are smart. They even have a 401k that they're watching to see if they're losing money and they're upset and blah blah blah." Right? To the average person, they're impressed by that, but they don't see the bigger picture. They don't. The only thing, the real purpose of a 401k, it's not the actual investment itself. It's the tax savings that's guaranteed every single year. That's guaranteed ROI every year. But people in debt can't see that. They don't know that. They believe it's the actual investment. They believe it's the match that they're getting from their job. No, none of that. Mm-mm. It's the guaranteed ROI in taxes every year. Only people not in debt can take advantage of that fact. You ask the average person in debt, have they ever maxed out their 401k? You know, the first thing they're going to say, they're going to think you're talking about the match. Oh yeah, I max out my 3% match. I max out my 6% match. And then you got to just wait till they get done saying it. Then you got to say, no, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the maximum $19,500 that the IRS allows you to put in your 401k in one single year. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to look at you like you're nuts. Max out a $19,500 401k in one single year. They're going to look at you like you are retarded. And they're going to tell you to your face, I can't afford that. They're going to tell you to your face. Now you got to remember, they have not a clue of what they're saying to you, not a clue. They don't know that not only do you get to put $19,000, 19,500 in your 401k, you get to take 19,500 off of your annual income, dropping you in your current tax bracket, which millions of people in debt cannot do, nor can they see. Now, you do that every single year. That's money right now, today. Taxes are the only guaranteed ROI investment in the United States of America. Taxes. But if you're in debt, you have no idea. People in debt walk around thinking taxes are the very thing that's keeping them down. Mm-mm. And I'm telling you this right now. If you're a person right now complaining about taxes, you learn that from a person in debt. I promise you. Because only people in debt complain about taxes. That's it. Taxes can help you build wealth. Why? By doing By doing the exact opposite of doing something that the majority of the people in America cannot do. They can't do that. I guarantee you, if you're at work listening to this, if you're going to work, I want you to ask about 10 of your coworkers and ask them, hey, have you ever, not even this year, say, have you ever maxed out your 401k of whatever that maximum was that year throughout the years? But this year in 2020 is 19,500. Ask them, have they ever maxed out their 401k? Guarantee you all of them will say no. guaranteed. Yes, including you. Yes, including you. Now, I want to share something with you higher level thinkers when it comes to this money game, because I will make you recession proof. All you got to do is listen to me. I will make you recession proof. You wouldn't even care. You'll be looking forward to recessions, not fearing them. Now imagine this, and I'm going to be generous with this example that I'm about to give you guys, so you guys can understand how this works. And I only want you to follow me mathematically. Okay, leave your feelings at the door. Now imagine a person. By the way, you can see by the stats, people don't even have $500 to their name in their savings account. But I'm gonna be generous with these numbers. Okay. Now imagine imagine a person having $50,000 in student loan debt and $1,000 cash saved in their accounts. Okay. Just if that was their only debt. And see, I'm being generous with the money and being the only debt. So you enter the numbers yourself in your own equation. But imagine a person only having $50,000 in student loan debt and $1,000 saved in their bank account. All right. According to mathematics, 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative 49,000. That person is still in the hole, negative 49,000. So if you do savings, which is 1,000 minus debt, which is 50,000, equals negative 49,000. Negative 49,000 is the net worth of this person right at this moment. Right now, negative, in the hole, under zero, buried deep, negative. So the $1,000 that the person believes that's in their account doesn't even exist. It's not there according to mathematics. Now, if you go savings, now this is for the people that believe they're contributing to their 401ks, right? They really believe they are, because when they get their check statement says that they are contributing X amount and then they're getting a match of this and they're investing in that. That's what their check says, right? But according to mathematics, if you go savings minus debt in this scenario, 1,000 minus 50, savings minus debt equals how much money they have to contribute to their 401k. Now, if they're negative $49,000, where is the money at that they believe they are contributing to their 401k? Because according to math, nothing's even there. Wait a minute, you're probably thinking, well, how is that even possible? That's not. That's mathematically impossible. The absolute only way they could actually contribute to their 401k is how? Borrow the money. They have to borrow it. How do I know this? Because they're negative $49,000. That's wow. That's how. So they have to borrow the money. So they're not investing anything. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean? I see it, right? They're investing the bank's money. How do I know this? Because they have to borrow the money. So they're indirectly investing for the bank into their own 401ks. They believe they're getting a 6% match. You can't match negative dollars. You can't. That's mathematically impossible. You cannot match negative dollars. They're investing indirectly for the bank. Do they know this? Nope. So when you hear somebody's talking about, oh man, you understand compound interest, you do this, you invest in that. The first thing you need to say to that person, hey man, are you in debt? Hey man, do you still have I know you're talking about compound interest, but do you still have your student loans? And if their student loans are older than their children, they're not compounding anything. They believe they're compounding money. That's mathematically impossible to compound negative dollars. That's impossible. How does a person with 20-year-old student loans believe they're compounding money in whatever they believe exists? I don't know. Doesn't matter. All they got to do is do the math and realize they're not compounding anything. They're essentially investing for the bank and don't even freaking know it. Don't even know it. So think about it this way. Since they don't even know they have to borrow the money for the bank, they don't even know they're indirectly investing in the stock market or whatever they believe they're investing in for the bank. And guess what? They're paying interest to borrow. They're paying interest on that money. So they're investing for a bank for the bank at an interest rate. If they win in the stock market, the bank wins. If they lose, the bank still wins because the person still owes the bank money plus interest. They cannot lose. Who cares if they know that or not? That's their problem. Earning like double, triple, quadruple interest. If the stock market crashes, guess what? They still owe the bank money. Still owe them. They don't care if the stock market crashes. People still owe money. Period. Because they don't they borrow. They don't even know they're borrowing the money in the first place. Don't even know it. Dave Sincere says, I never maxed out my 401k. I actually stopped contributing to it this year to use that money. Yeah, you right now you do stop, Dave, because you actually, if you're in debt, you have no money to contribute to your 401k anyway. There's absolutely no purpose for you to be doing that. So you did exactly the right thing. You use your money to pay off debt, not to invest in things that you don't even have the money for. Now, think about how many millions of people believe they are contributing to their 401k while they're in the negative. That doesn't even make any mathematical sense. They don't know that. Hell, go tell somebody, hey man, you could tell a slave to their face, hey, you know you're really not contributing to your 401k, right? So you might as well just stop. They'll say, hey man, I can't stop. What about my retirement? They believe they're going to retire with negative dollars. They really believe that. It is simply amazing to see. And the reason why I can imagine this is how I know I can make you recession proof because I think about it this way. Had I been debt free, paid off house, stacks of money in the bank with a job and I lost my job, I would not care. I wouldn't care. Oh, economy crash, all job losses. I don't care. Has nothing to do with me. I have no mortgage. I have money in the bank, no debt. I'm good. I can wait it out. 3, 4 years. It wouldn't even a recession not gonna last that long. But you know, when you got money in the bank and a paid off house, oh yeah, you can last 5 years, 6 years without a job, easy, not even sweat. How do I know this? I've done it for 4, and I'm not even rich. How am I able to do it? I have no debt. Recession proof. Am I recession proof today? Nope. I'm just telling you, had I known what I'm telling you and I was in my 20s, oh yeah, then no recession would have affected me. None. You know what? It was crazy. Right now, people could a person right now could save themselves. You could tell a person right now, "Hey, you know that line of credit right now? You know what you should do right now? Right now you should go take that line of credit and pay off your student loan debt. Right now. This is the prime time. A crash is coming. You take that line of credit and pay off your student loan debt. Because if a crash comes, and you lose your job, you lose everything. Guess what? You got to file Chapter 7. Once you file Chapter 7, guess what? Guess what's gone? Everything. Everything's gone. Everything. You could tell a slave that to their face. They still won't believe you. That's how powerful it is. Powerful. I could have made myself recession proof years ago. And when I say recession proof, I mean on the wrong side of the recession. That's what I'm talking about. Because there's a right side. Believe that. You won't have any debt. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Let me tell you guys something, especially the people out there making money. Let me tell you something, all right? And I want you to listen to me closely. The ones that are making a lot of money, but you're up to your eyeballs in debt. I'm talking to you, okay? The ones that are fooling people in debt with your big houses and your big fancy cars and your multiple properties and your vacations that you show on Instagram and Facebook and your watches and shoes, but you're up to your eyeballs in debt. I'm talking to you. I can see you clear as day, clear as day. Now, let me tell you something. Don't get upset. Don't worry about who am I? How can, what do you mean by that? You can't see nothing. All you need to worry about is what I'm saying true? Then I can see you. Don't worry about, I'm trying to tell you how I see you. Once I show you how I see you, you'll be richer than what you'll be making way more money than you're making right now. But right now, all your money, you're giving it away right now. You're giving it away. I'll change your life forever and make you recession proof too. You're probably thinking to yourself, how does he know that we're fooling people with all this stuff? Because I can see people in debt. Just because you make a lot of money don't mean you don't speak debt. You still speak debt. I don't care if you make $1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 100 million. Those are just names. When you say those names, people in debt react to those names. They believe it's a lot of money or something, whatever. Those are just names. Don't worry about how I can see you. Just wonder, man. I mean, think about it this way. Not don't wonder how I see you. I want you, instead of being mad that I can, okay, better yet, instead of being mad that I can see you, mad about it, you say to yourself, but what is is what he's saying true? Then how can he see me? Once I show you, you'll know. Dave Sincere says, you're right about that. Being a slave is powerful. They will ask you for the answer and fight you when you provide it to them. Yes, it's powerful. But Dave, listen, you don't fight with people that don't believe in math. You just go, okay. Because remember, the majority of people must be in debt for this whole thing to work. It must be that way. And you've probably noticed it's the colorblind slave master. It doesn't care if it's your mama, your brother, your sister, your relatives. People think it has to do something with blood. No, it doesn't. Not at all. Doesn't has nothing to do with race, color, gender. Don't fall. Those are just diversions. It has nothing to do with any of that. Those are just distractions to keep your mind busy. Stop being part of the sheeple clan. You're probably thinking, how can he make such claims? All you got to do is pay attention to my math. Is everything I'm saying mathematically correct? I'm going to just answer for you. Yes. And let me tell you something, man, if you're in your 20s and your 30s right now and you're listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth, you're going to be a multi billionaire. See how I made up that word? Because it doesn't matter. It just sounds like a lot. Say that in front of people. Say that in front of people in debt. Hey, I'm gonna be a multi-billionaire. They'll equate that in their minds as that's a lot of money when it's just a word. You see what you guys see what I did with that? Just the 401k. You guys see that? People in debt believe they have a 401k. They're getting online thinking they're losing money. There's nothing even there. What are you talking about? That 401k you bragging about on Facebook doesn't even exist if you're in debt. Doesn't even exist. I just proved it to you. You ain't losing nothing because it never existed in the first place. You're just seeing digital numbers on the screen and you believe it. And you believe it. If it's there, why don't you just go withdraw it? If it's there, why don't you withdraw it? And then they won't do it. Oh man, hey, they put 10% penalty if you get out there. So it stops people. Oh my God, I don't want to 10% penalty plus my tax bracket. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. Yeah, yeah. I get why they'd say things like that. Does it happen? Yes, of course, but there's a bigger picture to why that's in place. You just can't see it, especially when you're in debt. You can't see that. You cannot see it when you're in debt. You can't see it. Uncle says, should we consider increasing cash on hand from 1,000 to 15 to 2,000 while paying off debt, considering the current economic crash? All right, I'm gonna tell you something, Uncle, so you can hear what you're really saying that you don't hear what you're saying. If you're in debt, what are you increasing what from what? What are you talking about? You're in debt. You're in a negative. You can't increase money according to mathematics. You can't increase nothing. Increasing from what? From the negative? What you're really thinking in your mind is you're going to stop paying on debt to make this pretend account that looks like it has more money into it, but it really doesn't. People in debt, and I'm not picking on you, Uncle. I'm saying in general for everybody, you can't increase nothing if you're in debt. That's impossible. People in debt got to stop thinking that they have options. You don't have options. You're in debt. People in debt believe their only option is to borrow to dig yourself deeper. That's your solution, to go borrow money to dig yourself deeper in debt, and that's your solution. That's how people in debt think. They believe they have an option when they don't. They have the only option there is that they believe in their minds is to dig themselves deeper. Dig yourself deeper to get out of debt makes absolutely no sense. Imagine digging yourself in a hole and then you dig yourself deeper and then you look up and don't realize you can't climb out, but you thought you could climb out if you dug the hole deeper. It doesn't even make any sense. This is what I want you to do, Uncle. This is what I really want you to do. I want you to go up to the mirror. Make sure I want you to add up every single penny of your debts down to the cents. And then I want you to go to the mirror and I want you to say to yourself, just like this: I am a slave until I pay off every penny of this XYZ amount of debt. I am a slave. Any money I earn is not mine until I pay off every penny of XYZ debt. I'm a slave. Because let me tell you guys something. Those of you who are listening, especially the ones that don't even have a freaking clue of how much debt they're in. I'm really talking to you. You're like a slave times 10 in chains on the ground, just being kicked and abused. You guys have no idea, especially when you don't know you're in debt. You're being financially abused bad. If you don't at least find out how much debt you're in, you'll be a slave until you're dead. Dead. Everybody always asks me, what's step one? Let me tell you how easy step one, because this what makes me different than like Dave Ramsey and all these. I mean, Dave Ramsey, my mentor. I'm not putting him down at all. That I wouldn't have been out of debt if it wasn't for him. But all these financial gurus that you guys see on the internet and stuff like that. If you don't even know how much debt you're in, how do you know who to even listen to to help you? You don't even know how much debt you're in. So you look at the PhDs, what college they went to, you look at their stuff. I get it. I get why those are the only things you can look at, because you don't know anything else. When in actuality, that means absolutely nothing. Step one, know exactly your total amount of debt. Step one. That is step one. To know exactly down to the penny of how much debt you're in. If you don't know that, you're just a wandering slave, clueless, clueless that you're a slave. That's the best slave to have. A slave that's a slave that don't even know they're a slave. That's the best slave to have, baby. Best. Then again, I keep telling you, it must be this way. Slaves are important. Because the economy runs on debt. That's why slaves are important. The economy that the majority can see. This is not a secret. What I'm telling you is not a secret. Anybody anybody can have it. Anybody can see it. You just got to believe in mathematics. Once you believe in mathematics, you'll see everything. So the next time you guys are on your Facebook and you hear people talking about, oh my God, I'm losing my 401k money, I want you, don't be impressed by that. Don't be impressed. Because if they're in debt, they don't even know they're not losing anything because they never put anything in it. They're watching the bank's money. They're watching the bank's money do what it do, right? And they made so much interest off that money. That money you see going up and down, that's play money. That's not real money. They've already made the interest off of years of people believing that they're entering money into their 401ks. Oh my God, it's just a beautiful Picasso painting. What's up, DTN? Good morning. Uncle says, for the record, I am exactly 236 after tax work hours from being out of debt. See what I'm saying? Oh yeah. By you making that statement, Uncle, I know exactly you're on track. Because let me tell you something, Uncle. Nobody says exact things like that. People in debt don't say exact things. Go ask somebody in debt, hey man, you know how much debt you're in? They'll take a wild guess. Oh, I think it's around this. I think it's around that. You want to look at them and say, well, I'm talking mathematics. Why are you guessing? You know what it sounds like to me when I hear people guess about how much debt they're in? I imagine that person asking me, "Hey, Linnell, do you know what 1 + 1 is?" And I go, "Hey, I think it's around. Ooh, shoot." That's how it sounds, and I'm saying it in reverse so you can hear how crazy that sounds. That's exactly how you sound to me when you guess about how much debt you're in. If you asked me what 1 + 1 is, and I took a wild guess, you would think I'm nuts. What you mean? You would look at me like, "What? Why are you making that sound, LJ? What are you guessing? Why are you guessing?" Exactly. That's what I'm telling you guys right now. Listen, do you hear the things I'm telling you right now? This is why this channel is going to blow up. It's unlike any channel on YouTube. How can I make such a claim? Because my math will always be right. That's how. I'm telling you guys all before it even happens. I'm telling you. When people in debt say, "Hey, Linnell, how can you make such a claim? How much you make? Are you a millionaire?" You know what I say to them? All you need to know is my finances are in the black. Are yours? No? I could have $1 in the bank be worth more than you. So it doesn't matter how much money I'm making. My finances are in the black. If yours are not, I could have one single dollar in my pocket and I'm worth more than you. So don't worry about if I have a million. You're not even at zero. Don't worry about what I have. Worry about what you have. And if you don't even know what you have, don't even, it's discussion's over. Damn, I would have been recession proof years ago, man. The bad side of it happens about every 10 years. You just, oh my God, all you got to do is just wait for a recession, scoop up a bunch of houses, wait till it come back around, max it out, repeat the process. About two solid recessions, you own all kind of property free and clear. Oh my goodness. Mm, mm, mm. Here I am, just young and stupid, just not having a clue, didn't have no guidance. I knew something was wrong, man. I knew something started in my 20s. I knew something was wrong. I just couldn't put my freaking finger on it. I used to say to myself, that doesn't make sense to keep your student loans that long. I used to say that to myself. That doesn't make sense. I there was a few times I used to say, man, I went to college for 4 years, but I kept my student loans for 10. Or at the time when I was in the debt matrix, here I am, 5, 6 years over. That should have told me something. That should have told me something. Humble Homestead says 1 + 1 = 2 plus 14% interest times 1,000 equals $1,280, $280 interest. Banks math. It sure is, man. Humble, you know how you can say this out in the open right now, openly, and I understand 100% what you're saying. Go show that to somebody in debt. They will not have a clue of what you're talking about, not have a clue. And then they think they can check this out. And then the same person in debt believes that they can go out and pick a proper financial advisor. That just blows my mind. Those of you that might have financial advisors right now, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? So you can check yourself to see if you have the proper financial advisor, okay? This is the easiest way to do that. Listen, whoever you are taking financial advice from, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go and ask them, "Hey, do you still have your student loans?" And then I want you to think to yourself, if that person's been out of college for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and if they still have their student loans, right? This is your financial advisor, your accountant, doesn't matter. Anybody that's working with your freaking money, okay? It doesn't matter who it is. If they're touching your money, this is the question I want you to ask them. Do you still have your student loans? And if they've been out of college for years, this is the next question I want you to ask them. Please, since you're the financial advisor, since you're the accountant, I want you to put on paper right now what type of math justifies you to keep your student loans older than your children. Put it down on paper right now and justify it. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's impossible. Then I want you to think to yourself, what kind of person, why in the world should I trust a person that has student loans that are older than their children financially? Why would I trust them with my money? Exactly. They're just like you. Now, if they have their student loans for 20 years and you have your student loans for 20 years, guess what? They're just like you. You believe because they got that degree on their name, the title that they're accountant or they're a financial guru, XYZ, blah, 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 working at this, you got to still wait a minute. If you have your student loans for 20 years and I have my student loans for 20 years, we're financially the same. You're exactly correct. If you have a person giving you financial advice and they have student loans older than their children, you're taking the wrong financial advice because that doesn't make any sense. CENTS. So don't be impressed when you're getting financial advice on Facebook. You have no idea who's giving that advice. 9 times out of 10, it's a person in debt. Like you come across a guru talking about all percentage rates and compound interest. You ask that person, you still have your student loans? If they say yes, they're not compounding anything. They're not earning interest nowhere. They're in debt. You can't compound and earn interest in the negative. That's impossible. It's not compounding for you. It's not earning interest for you. Believe that. If you're in a negative, you're getting none of that because all that is borrowed money. Whoever you borrowed the money from, they're getting all that benefit, not you. You're in a negative. DTN says it's hard for people in debt to make sacrifices like getting rid of a $200 cable bill, yep, amount rather than put money towards taking down debt. Yeah, they can't because you forget DTN, they have to impress all the other people in debt. So if they downgrade their car, they're going to be embarrassed by their neighbor, and their neighbor is going to ridicule them, who is another person in debt. This is how people in debt work. And then somebody else in debt and be like, "Oh my God, that person lost his Cadillac Escalade, and now he's driving a Honda. He must be down on his luck. His credit must be bad." People in debt that's how they talk. They don't know they're saying that. So they stop themselves, and guess what? And then they go and file Chapter 13, which is another business, right? So they get to go into bankruptcy and keep all the depreciating stuff. So they're not to be fooled. So the people around them won't know that they filed bankruptcy. It doesn't even make any sense. I get to keep my stuff, yeah, and the chapter says, "Yeah, you get to keep your stuff. Sure do. It's all your stuff when it's all financed, but they still believe they get to keep it. So they go, "Yeah, you get to keep your stuff. Whatever you want to hear, whatever you want to hear, slave. Whatever you want to hear, you get to keep your stuff. Yeah. Do I get to keep my house? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get to keep your house. Do I get to keep my car? Yeah, slave. You get to keep your car. Dang, you get to keep it all. You get to keep all the stuff you don't even own." They be kicking slaves while they're down, man. Dave Sincere says it has to start with people mindset. People don't even want to think this way. This contradicts everything everyone else in society thinks. The goal is to look good and brag about it. Yeah. People in debt they get on Facebook bragging about buying $1,000 Gucci belt. Then they get in front of the world, they tell everybody how much they spent $1,000 on a Gucci belt while they're in the negative. You ask that same person, "Hey man, do you know how much debt you're in?" They'll tell you no. But then they get on the internet and brag that they spent $1,000 on a Gucci belt. You dug yourself $1,000 deeper in debt for something that's not even worth $1,000. Plus, you financed it because you have no money. So not only did you pay $1,000 for something that's not even worth $1,000, you even paid interest on it. Is a slave if they don't know they're a slave? Nope. That's the best slave to have. You guys are about. I want you guys to imagine this. What's coming up because the recession is about to hit. It's giving you warning signs right now. It's about to hit. Right. Imagine a sifter. A sifter the size of the United States of America. You guys are about to get. You guys are about to see all the financial fakers. You're about to see all the financial fakers. They're about to fall through the big gigantic sifter. You're gonna see them. You ready? You ready to see them? All the people that you believed have money, you're about to see them. All those FHA mortgage homeowners, yeah, guess what? You're first. All you subprime mortgage owners, you guys are first. You guys are first. You about to see all the fakers. They're about to, oh man, what happened to that car? What happened to all those houses? You never owned them. That's why they're gone. That's why. All those flippers, those home flippers that are flipping homes with FHA mortgages, you about to see them. You about to see how many of them that have been lying to you. You about to see them. They're about to vanish. Instagram page is going to vanish. They're just going to immediately halt. Whoa, what happened to all that stuff you were doing? What happened to all those cars and clothes and multi-billion-dollar properties? What happened? Nah. You know what they're going to do? They're going to blame it on the economy. Of course you are. That's when people with money come in and swoop up the properties for the quarter of the price. Three three properties for the price of one. DTN says, Dave, I got rid of it years ago. I understand it's entertainment, but you're only watching others live their life. I know. That's why I can't. That's why, you know what? Growing up, I could never wonder why I didn't follow like the sheeple following sports. I used to go, man, how come I'm not into sports like people are, right? You know what it is? This is what it is. I was not comfortable with just watching people live out their dreams on TV. I was like, I'm ready. I want to live my dream. I don't want to watch other people live their dreams, doing what they love, making millions of dollars. It's my turn. I didn't know that back then. And when I used to watch sports with people like football, you'll hear people, the spectators talking to the TV. Oh man, he should have did that. Oh man, that dude he ain't nothing. He's lost a step, talking about he's not fast anymore. I used to think to myself, are you talking about the person on TV living out their dreams, making millions of dollars? Are you criticizing him or her? Are you crazy? You can't say that to people in debt. Oh, they ain't what they used to be, man. They need to fire that dude. You mean that person that made it to the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, whatever? That person? NC Big says it's about to happen. Oh yeah, it's about to happen. NC Biggs, it's about to happen. And believe it or not, by you getting out of debt, you're preparing yourself for it. Believe it or not, you are. This is where people in debt. This is what to check it out. Check it out, NC Biggs. This is where people in debt stop paying their bills. They stop paying their credit cards because they're scared of recessions coming. So they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, we better we better start stacking our money right now." They don't even realize they don't even have any money. Once they stop paying their bills, guess what? They're digging themselves deeper in debt because they think they need to start stacking up cash they don't even have. See how it all works? That's how it works. Or recession's coming, man. I better start saving some money. Instead of saying, hey man, I better sell this car, I better get out of this house I can't afford, I better start selling some of this stuff. You know what they do? They keep their stuff and stop paying their bills. That's what slaves do. Hyphy says, and those people brag about having a closet full of clothes and shoes that still have the tags on them. They brag about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Hyphy. They brag about that on TV. They brag about that on shows. Oh man, look all these clothes. They still got the tags on them. Slave, slave, slave. You bragging about that, buying something that wasn't even worth the money that you bought it for, and you didn't even wear it? And then people in debt are impressed by that. Man, that person got money. They got so many clothes that they don't even wear them. Man, that they must have money. No, that's not what it means. No, it doesn't. Only slaves think like that. Dave Sincere says it's already starting. A relative hit me up yesterday wanting to borrow money. Yep. Wanting to borrow money. Mm, mm, mm. Well, I tell you, after they've made years of horrible decisions. Yep. Check it out, Dave. They've made years of horrible financial decisions. Recession's coming, and then they call to ask you to borrow money. You think you're going to get your money back if you let a person like that borrow your money? You'll never see that money again. No, sir. You can't borrow nothing. It's gonna be hard to watch your loved ones crash, man. I'll be trying to reach out to the people I care about. Hey, man, this recession's coming. Or you got your finances straight? And they don't want to talk about it. Don't even want to talk about it. Don't even want to talk about it. NC Big says I can't get into sports either. I don't get it. You know what? When people wrap themselves up emotionally in sports, totally forgetting that it's a business. All that sports stuff, that's just business. It's nothing personal. It's business. People on the court, football field, whatever. Those are the business's assets. That's it. Nothing more than that. Nothing. I used to what's crazy, when I used to happen to watch sports, I used to picture whatever I was watching. That was me on the field. That was me on the basketball court. That was me on the tennis court. That's me on the golf course. That's how I used to always think. What would it be like to be the person on that field or whatever that is? You know what that meant to me? I got tired of watching people live out their dreams. It was time to live out my own dream. DTN says, "Hey, Linnell, question. Didn't you say once that if you pay your bill by the year, it would be cheaper?" Yes, I did. I checked my car insurance payout. It came out cheaper in a payout than a monthly payment. Yes. My insurance company won't let me pay it out yearly. So I paid my car insurance out every 6 months. Because I found out back then when I was in debt, I found out my insurance company was charging me a fee to pull my car insurance per month. They was charging me a fee for it to pull the money that I already had to pay them. I was like, how do I stop that? They said pay it in full every 6 months. Okay, that's the deal. NC Big says, my friend just bought a pair of shoes for $125, and a guy actually went to his house at midnight, an hour away, and drove to his house and paid him $900. Paid him $900? What's up, little bro? Patrick says, good morning, big bro. What's up? Good morning. Willie Littlejohn says, I've been making my own clothes lately. Wow, that's serious business right there. You got some skills. NC Big says $350, not $9. Okay. But still, that's over double. You better believe that's smart. Patrick Young says, good morning, SMD family. Kai Law says it's not coming. It's here. Oh, I know it's here. I know it's here. Okay, don't get me wrong. I know it's here. But for people in debt, I'm trying to show them the signs that it's here. It's been here, but these signs are telling that to them, they will believe it's just now starting when it's already been here. It's been coming for a long time. Dan Christopher says, Linnell, peace, first time here. Welcome, Dan. Dane, excuse me. Dane Christopher, welcome. Didn't see that E at the end. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe and like if you like, Kai says, that's how they condition us. Yeah, that's how it works. Hey, Kai, I don't really even hate the system. Once you get out of the system, you turn around once you're out and you say, oh, that's why it's here. Okay, that's why they condition us to do that. Okay, because it wouldn't work if the majority of people weren't conditioned to think that way. I got it. Okay, cool. So I don't hate the system. I think it's a beautiful Picasso painting. I do. I think it runs. Somebody invented this. Somebody really, really brilliant, or a family, or somebody. It's something. To somehow make people believe they have money that don't even exist. I remember being in debt. Now listen, I remember being in debt, hearing every now and then somebody would say, money doesn't exist, right? It's a sprinkle out there, but you can't really comprehend it when you know money's physical, right? You know money is a physical thing. So when somebody says, "Hey, money doesn't exist," if they would have elaborated on, like, if somebody would have told me, "Okay, check this out. I wish that person, whoever it was, because you can never really remember those people. But if somebody would have said, 'Hey, Linnell, money doesn't exist, right?' And I would have said, 'What are you talking about? I got cash in my pocket. I'm looking at it. I can smell it.' And if they would have said, 'Hey, check this out. Imagine if you had $1,000 in the bank and you had $50,000 in student loan debt. According to mathematics, 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative 49,000. So the cash you have in your hand or in the bank account really doesn't exist according to math. I wish somebody would have showed it to me like that. The person that said money didn't exist, I wish they would have told it to me like that. Now, would have I probably believed that person at the moment? Probably not, but I would have been walking away thinking, I don't really believe him because I had the money in my hand, but the person's math is right. All right, I probably would have did it on my calculator over and over again, and it would have kept coming out negative $49,000, right? I would have had to accept it as truth eventually. And then my mind would have started keening in on people that throughout the years that told me that money doesn't exist. I would have focused on that person more and say, "Hey, man, what do you mean by that? Why are you saying that?" That's you can see it for what it. Yeah, I can see it for what it is. I get it. Obviously, by the way you're talking to me, Kai, you can see it too. And you also must be able to see that it must be that way, right? You know it has to be that way. In order for us who are financially free to remain financially free, the majority of people must remain in debt. That's how it works. What you can also see is that it's just basic math. So nobody's keeping anybody in bondage, right? There's nobody. All I got to do is to say, "Hey, wait a minute. You mean to tell me if I finance that car, I'm gonna be paying double price of that car after 72 months?" Yeah. Does that make mathematical sense to you? No. And then just don't do it, right? You mean to tell me that sticker price or the sale price on the car, nobody gets that if you finance a car? No, because you're financing it for 72 months. So the sales sticker price that got you on the car lot, that doesn't apply to you unless you're paying cash. Are you paying cash? No. Then why are you looking at the sale price? Nobody gets a finance car on sale. I wish somebody would have told it to me like that. I would have been like, "Oh crap, you're right. Hey, Linnell, the reason why why you're financing that car? Why? Because you don't have any money. Figure out why you don't have any money first before you go dig yourself deeper in debt." I would have had to pay attention. Dane says, "Already subbed and like. I came from O'Shea." Okay, cool. And thank you for telling me where you came from, man. I did O'Shea a long time ago, and people are still coming from O'Shea's channel. Still coming. DTN says, "Welcome to the channel, Dave." Yep. Dane, welcome to the channel, Dane, and welcome to being part of the SMD family, because we're a family here. It's not just me. I know I'm the talking head, but that's about it. Don't forget to join that Discord server. I'll put the link in the description later. By the way, if you join the Discord server, we have 2 SMD family members that have donated time with me, 2 45-minute sessions a piece, of course, by DTN Professional Window Cleaning, who is a SMD family member, and Mike Rurambo, who is also an SMD family member. Okay, so we're trying to raffle this off, but we're trying to get more people into the SMD Discord server so we can have more people to raffle this off, because there's not enough people in there yet. So thanks to both those guys that donated time to give back to those trying to get out of debt. All right, this is to give back. Resumes by Tyler says, "I actually provided this math to my brother and he gave me props on the lesson learned. Now we are both in friendly competition to erase our student loan debt in the next 2 years. Congratulations, man. I am very glad I could help both of you guys." Because you guys, now Resume, I've been over to your channel, man. I've been looking at what you're doing. I can see you're starting and all that stuff. You're already ahead of the game by creating something for yourself. You're already ahead of the game. Now, when you get out of debt, I promise you this, Resume, once you get out of debt, you're going to have full steam ahead, because right now, believe it or not, debt is holding you back. Right now, you're breaking through it. you're saying, hey, I'm gonna create my own right now. I'm gonna go ahead and create it right now. But debt is in your way. Once debt's removed, you're full steam ahead. Nothing's gonna stop you. Nothing. I'll put that up right now, NC Biggs. Let me put that up right now. My Cash App. Here's my Cash App for those of you guys. Now, I am starting to use Cash App for two things: donations, and people pay me for my services, because I know that's just the becoming the more hip way to pay. It's more quick, whatever, right? So my Cash App accepts donations and also payments. Okay, so when you go to my savings-debt.com, there's a PayPal button over there. You can also just say, hey, LJ, I don't have a PayPal or whatever. Can I use your Cash App to pay for your services? You can do that too. Okay, all right. Resume by Tyler says, I can't wait, LJ. You motivated me to another level. Glad I found you on O'Shea's channel. Salute. Hey, Resume, let me tell you something, man. And I'm not bragging. And the reason why I'm not bragging, because I want you to know I'm just using mathematics. Okay. So it's nothing special. The reason why I sound like I'm just confident and knowing 100% of what I'm saying, because my math is right. That's it. There's nothing more than that. Once you get at it, like I said earlier, you're already here trying to create something of your own right now. You're already there. Once debt is removed, you're going to take off like wildfire, right? And when you go through the business, this is what else it's going to also help you with, right? You're going to be able to financially maneuver through the financial fakers on the business side of the fence, because there's stuff that they're going to tell you is never going to make any mathematical sense. And let me tell you this: once you're out of debt, your credit report is going to look a certain way, and this is how it's going to look. It's going to look like your name with a bunch of zeros on it. Maybe a little bit of credit card debt, because I use credit card debt, but that's a different story. But anything under the credit card debt, don't worry about that part. You probably won't understand what I mean right now with that. But everything under that will be zeros, all zeros. Okay. Anybody you decide to do business with that comes to do with your business finances, you ask to see their personal credit report first, always. I don't care. It's an odd question. I know it is, because not many people ask it, right? They're going to think you're talking about their credit score. You're going to be like, no, I'm not talking about your credit score. I need to see your entire credit report, all three. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. And we do this every 6 months. And now a person that's financially free, they'll know exactly why you're asking that question, because we know that a person's credit reports, plural, look a certain way. They have zeros on them. People in debt don't have that. They have no idea that even exists. They believe that only an 18-year-old will have that. That's what they believe. DTN says, so Linnell, you went to tech school and made a great salary. What advice would you to be an 18-year-old to go to college and get a degree or jump in the work field and above the negative? I look at it this way, DTN. There are certain professions that require a college degree. You want to be a doctor? Yeah, you got to get a degree. You want to be a lawyer? Yep, you got to get a degree. You have to have that. But the majority of the fields, hold on. The majority of the fields today, these 18-year-olds, they got the internet. They don't need none of that. I say like this to the 18-year-olds. Look out there right now. What's currently out there available that's making the most amount of money, that would make you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Okay, look and see whatever that is. Meanwhile, while you're doing it, make sure you stay out of debt. Okay, choose the field, because you're only doing this to earn some money. This is the only way to get money. You got to earn it. But you stay debt free while you're doing it. Okay, because the job is temporary. That's just don't get a job. I mean, be like where you're going to work. Don't get me wrong. If you stay out of debt, any job you have, you'll never work at a place you don't like. That will never happen. Okay. You'll always work at places. You will always work at places like that you like. Okay. Man, shout out. Hey, shout out to NC Biggs. Thank you for the donation, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. I know you appreciate what I do for you, man, because once you get over zero, man, the training wheels are off. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, you guys, SMD family members, you know you can just come to the Discord server and get all the correct advice you need. You know, right now, NC Biggs, you will not be steered wrong when you need some financial advice. You'll know exactly where to go to get the right advice too. So thank you, sir. Much appreciated. What's up, Gabriel? Welcome. So that's what I suggest. I suggest if you're going to go to school, do it, whatever. But I really strongly suggest figure out if you can start something on your own on the internet. That's what I really strongly suggest, right? But if you go to college and you need a college degree, this is what I want you to do. So if you go to college for 4 years and you need student loans, you take 4 years to pay those student loans back after you graduate. So as soon as you graduate, right there, the time clock starts. You say, right now, I got 4 years maximum to pay back these student loans. Anything longer than that, you're throwing your money in the bank and you're going to be just like all the other slaves. You're throwing your money in the trash and you're going to be just like all the other slaves. Okay. What's up, Gabriel? You're making the right moves, NC Biggs, man. And you know it. You already know that. You're going to be recession proof, man. There's not many people that can say that. There's not many people that even know it exists. Don't even know recession proof exists. Because imagine this, right? Say like you're doing your money right. Say like you get out of debt. This is why when you're young, you need to hurry up and buy a house. Okay, there's different. You don't have to. No, don't worry about the 30 years, all that stuff. That's only for people in debt that think they're going to take 30 years of their entire life to pay off one house. That right there, somebody should wake them up right there. Wait, 30 minutes, 30 years. I can't even speak right. 30 years to pay off one house. Doesn't that sound crazy to you? Sounds crazy to me. Nope, that's only for people in debt. You mean to tell me if you financed a house at 20, you wouldn't pay it off until you're 50? Come on, man. Recession proof. Get your house faster. You'll be recession. Stay out of debt. Pay your house off. I can teach you how to pay your house off in 5 to 7 years, probably 5 years, especially if you're debt free, starting at a younger age. Don't ever buy your house full price. Wait till a recession. Go get a tax lien, a foreclosure. Only people in debt pay full price. They have no choice. They don't have any money. That's why they have to buy a house at full price. They're broke. Okay. So now you'll see how easy and quickly you'll be able to buy a house, especially if you stay out of debt. You own your own house, you got money in the bank, and you have no debt. A recession comes, you won't even care. You won't even blink an eye. Your lifestyle won't even change. You'll just ride it out until it's over, and then you'll just get right back in. That's it. No big deal. Because when a recession comes and you got money, it's Christmas time. They're going to sift out all the people that with mortgages that believe they're homeowners, especially FHA people, VA loans, second mortgages, refinances. All those guys are going to get sifted on through. And then you know how many houses are going to be available for you? Ooh, it's Christmas time. Christmas. Because I keep telling you guys how it worked. As soon as the recession hit, people in debt stop paying their bills because they believe they need to save cash. And they don't even have it. Don't even have cash. NC Big says the Discord and LJ, you have helped me a lot even now. And I'm not even done yet. Yeah. You're welcome, NC Biggs. I can always tell that people that are taking my advice, right? Not 100%, but when I don't hear nothing, that means likelihood they're not even doing what they paid for, right? Because I remember when I first started helping people, I used to do it for free, right? And then I found out people were treating it like free. I would call them back and say, "Hey, man, you following that plan?" "Oh, no, man, I've been busy, man. I ain't got time to get to it, man. I've been so busy." Yes, slaves are always busy. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that when you call somebody, "Hey, man, what's up, man?" "Oh, man, I've been busy." "I know, slave, you've been working hours." "Oh, man, I've been busy, man. I've been putting 40, 50 hours in." They be telling you. They be telling you that they putting in that slave work. "Oh, man, I've been busy, man. 40, 50. I'm getting that overtime. Man, you know how it is, that overtime money." That's what you think, slave. Man, the more they make, the more you make, the more they take. You're saying it out loud too? And you still working more and they're taking more. Does that even make sense to you? You can't tell a slave that. They won't have not a clue of what you're talking about. Gabriel says, "Okay, slave." Gabriel, you know just as well as I know. You can't say that. Now imagine if I was Gabriel's age, 19 years old, and telling a grown-up, when you hear a grown-up say stuff that don't make any mathematical sense, a 19-year-old telling a 30, 40-year-old, "Okay, slave." Can you imagine the offense that they would take against that? Who are you, 19-year-old, calling me a slave? Let alone me, a 19-year-old calling, say like I was 50 deep in debt, and here comes Gabriel calling me a slave. I was like, "You punk 19-year-old. You don't know what you're talking about," when it has nothing to do with his age. It only has to do with mathematics. Now, if that really happened to me in real life, and say like I was 50, and a night, I mean, I am 50. say like, say like I was, say like I'm my age right now, and I was deep in debt, and a person like Gabriel came up and called me a slave, right? You're just a slave. I would be offended by it, right? But if Gabriel would have said at the same time, "But hey, man, is my math right?" I would have had to think. Then I would have to think to myself, then why am I mad at his 19-year-old butt if the math is right? Exactly. Gabriel says, just for now, just saving money as of now. I don't need a car. Yeah, that's different for you, Gabriel. You're not going to spend money that you actually have. Okay, what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's different for you. It's not the same as people in debt. They believe they're saving money that they think they have, but it's borrowed money, so they're not saving anything. You're above zero, so you're actually saying, "You know what? I don't want to drop $3,000, $4,000 on a car right now, so I'm gonna save it." That's the difference. So you're actually saving real existing money. Think how many people in debt right now got those big coin jars in their house, right? They believe that money's in those coin jars. They probably got these stacks of coin jars in there talking about, "Man, I bet you there's about $300 to $500 in that coin jar." No, it's not. I can tell you right now, those coin jars that if you're one of those people right now that believe you got hundreds of dollars in a coin jar in your house, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's absolutely nothing in those coin jars, and I don't even have to count any single coin in that jar. Without even counting it, without even seeing it, without even knowing where you're hiding it, I'm telling you right now, nothing's in there. It's empty. Totally empty. Oh, Gabriel, man, that dude, I ain't gonna lie, oh. You know what, Gabriel? I am gonna do the video that you posted in the Discord server. I am gonna do that. You hooked me. You got me. I'm gonna stop you and Hyphy from doing that to me. All right, you guys fine. You guys been finding the worst ones and knowing I'm talking to the video. I know you guys know I am, because that video that you posted, man, it makes what he's saying makes absolutely no sense. None of it. And I looked at the likes. I'm watching that video, Gabriel, and then I look down at the likes. There's like 36, almost 40 likes. I'm like, what are you liking? I don't get it. And one dislike, and that dislike is probably from you, Gabriel. DTN says, I hear folks say, who's in the matrix that say, I hear folks say, who's in the matrix that say, well, I was taught this, I was taught. Meaning, while I'm thinking they actually want to continue to be a slave rather than get out of debt. Oh, they keep saying they were taught what they were, they just accepted what they taught. This was taught in grade school, you guys. Now, I always say this because it's very important. I remember when I was in grade school, there used to be math and money game competition. I used to love it. Loved it. Absolutely loved those games. I used to get gold stars every time, memorize all the, and then when they tied it with money, we learned about how to count money. And then after I got out of grade school, all that stopped. Now, I remember when I was in middle school, I used to think, why did those games stop? Because I used to love it. You know the real reason why it stopped? Not because it was grade school math, because that's all the math you need to know. The math you just learned in grade school, how to count money, how math and money are one. You can't do one without the other. That's what they taught us in grade school, but then it stopped. Now you could either use that math, what you learned in grade school, or forget about it because it was grade school. It's totally up to you, but that's all you need. That's why it stopped, because that's all the level of financial knowledge you needed right there. DTN says, excuse the typo, Linnell, I'm at work. That's all right, man. I'll read through it and know what you mean. Just do your work, man. I don't want the Maz to get mad at you, man. Just do your work. Okay? Don't get whipped because of me. All right. I don't want you thinking, man, LJ got me whipped. It's his fault. I don't want you doing that, DTN. Okay. I'm just messing with you, man. DTN says, hey, I think when society started learning math, algebra, we lost touch with simple. We did. I think that's on purpose. Because I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. Listen, I want you to listen closely, because these are my thoughts when I was in school. These are my exact thoughts. And had I just listened to them, everything would have made sense. Now, when I was in grade school, when we were learning how to count money and math and money are one and dime, take away, and nickels, we was learning all that, right? It made the answer always made sense. But then when I got out of grade school and got into algebra, the answer would equal y or x or 2x or 3x or whatever. Those were the answers. And I used to think to myself, that answer doesn't even make sense. I know doing the formula says this equals that, and the answer is right according to the formula. But I used to think to myself, but in the real world, when would I ever use that? I used to say that to myself over and over. And I remember being in school, outside of school, we used to always say, man, when are you going to use that in the real world? The majority of people say it all the time. Man, you're never going to use that in the real world. Yes, that's exactly right. You're never going to use that in the real world. Exactly. What about the math you learned in grade school? Will you use that in the real world? Yes. Then that's the answer. You know how angry that makes me when I think about it, even as I'm telling you guys this? I used to say these things. I used to say these things as adults. Oh, man, when you're an adult and you have your own children, right? Listen, listen to this. Even when you're an adult, you have your own children, and then when they're doing that math that you already knew at their same age that you was never going to use in the real world, here you are, an adult, and you know the math that you're teaching them right now that you've never used it, but it's a requirement that they learn it. It doesn't even make any sense. Nobody ever stops to say, hey, wait a minute. I knew I was going to use this math in the real world. Now I'm adult and I'm teaching my kids how to use math that they're also not going to use in the real world. Oh my goodness, man. But in order for them to graduate, they must learn this stuff that they're not going to use in the real world. I know it's all part of the process. It's all part of the process. This is how slaves are made. And again, even though it doesn't make sense, I understand its necessity. This is how slaves are made. Okay, this is how slaves are made. None of this is hidden. It's not a secret. Nobody's keeping anybody down. Nobody's preferring one race over the other when it comes to money. No, it's not. None of that's true. Dave Sincere says there's an extreme amount of profit in ignorance. Oh, yes. You better believe it. Our economy is run on debt, and I'm not against. I'm not. When I say that, I'm not against it at all. I want you guys to understand that I am pro economy. I am pro economy. So don't even when this crash happens, I'm pro. This is called, look at when economy crashes happen, look at it as a big gigantic sifter. When it gets too crowded, when it's too many financial fakers out there, it starts to get the water starts to get muddy. The economy starts to get muddy. Then that's when they start shaking the sifter. And all the fakers fall through. Only the people with real money survive. That's how it works. This is not a secret. Dave Sincere says these corporations rely on people's ignorance to support their bottom line. Yes, it's business. It's nothing personal. I have no idea why people take corporations personally. I have no idea. Why are you taking it personally? You know that's a business, right? Yeah, then why are you taking it personally? DTN says I'm hiding in the chicken coop from Mazda listening to this. That's okay, man. You got to pay for your slave papers, man. You got to get them. You got to get them slave papers. So you do what you need to do. If you need to hide in the chicken coop to keep getting that paycheck, especially during this upcoming recession, you need to, hey, man, you know it's coming. Whatever debt you have right now should be priority A #1. So when everybody falls, guess what? DTN window cleaning, you will stand. Look, think of all the window cleaning business you're going to have when all the other companies fall through because they're in debt. You're about to kill it. Get out of debt. There's going to be a lot of independent window cleaners that you're in competition with that are deep in debt. And when the recession hit, guess what? They fall through the sifter. Guess who's going to be still inside the sifter? You. So whatever debt you have right now, DTN, hey, get rid of it. Recession's coming. Time to pay off debt. Have fast. Gabriel says, if I hadn't found your channel, LJ, I might have been in debt, like in student loans, not credits. Gabriel, man, I keep telling you, man, I am actually happy and honored, really, to give you such information at age 19, man. I can't even explain it to you, Gabriel. I really can't, because I picture myself as you. Had I known what I'm telling you at 19, Gabriel, oh man, you don't even get it, man. I know you're thinking, oh man, we have $3,000 for a car. Hey man, don't even worry about that stupid nonsense. Don't worry about that. You're gonna have millions. You're gonna have millions. Don't even worry about that, man. You're gonna be able to buy any car you want. And you're gonna laugh at this $3,000 you're scraping up to. Hey, don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about none of that. Had I known this, check it out, Gabriel. Had I known this at 19, you can still kick it with your friends. You go on the vacations, do everything they're doing. You can buy the nice cars, but they don't know you're going to be doing it all with cash. They're going to be doing it all with credit. So you're going to fit right in. Okay, because you can't stand out, Gabriel. You can't be the oddball. Okay, they're going to know something's different with you. So don't let them catch on. So just do everything they're doing, but you're going to do it with cash. But you're going to pretend like you're making payments. Oh man, you got that car. You just say what they say. Hey, yeah, I put 5,000 down. My credit was so good. No, better yet, say my credit was so good that I didn't have to put anything down. Oh, I got 84 months, 0% finance, and just say all the stuff they say so you don't stand out. Okay. They don't know you bought it with cash for half the price from somebody like them in debt. So they're going to think you're just like them. Had I known that at 19, ooh wee. And you know what I think about when I think about who I am today? This is what I think about. Jeff Bezos having this Jeff Bezos having this vision at 19. 18? Can you imagine? And he probably was taught about money at that age. His family probably taught him. I don't know. This is just my opinion. Imagine Jeff Bezos having what I'm telling you, the information right now, him having that, him being taught that in his family. So by the time he had at 18, he already had the blueprint, already had it, already had it. So it doesn't surprise me he's making billions of dollars. That doesn't surprise me. There was a guy that did a rice video, right? And I'm going to send this video for you guys to see, okay? And I want you to see this so you can understand this. I'm going to find it right now so I can post it, okay? So I want you guys to understand something. That's 1 minute, 1 second. I want you guys to understand. So every time you hear somebody say, "Ooh, that's expensive," I want you guys to understand this. They're only talking about themselves. So when you hear somebody say, "Ooh, that's expensive," you don't know who's saying that. Is that somebody deep in student loan debt? Of course it's expensive for them. They're in debt. When anybody says to you, if something's expensive, they are telling you about their personal finances. Hey, a $30,000 car, could you pay cash? No, that's too expensive for me. They just told you about their debt because they're in debt. That's why they can't afford a $30,000 car. But I want you to see this, okay? This video I want you guys to watch where they compare Jeff Bezos's net worth in rice. So when people in debt heard about Jeff Bezos buying that $145 million house in LA, they're like, "Oh my God, that's crazy. This and that." How, everybody in debt's opinion about it, right? Oh, he could have did this with that money, did that with that money. And then when you go watch the rice video, you could see how much that house really cost to Jeff Bezos. That's where you want to be. See how much it really cost him to buy a $300,000 Ferrari. That's how your mindset must be. Whenever you hear somebody say around you, "Ooh, that's expensive," expensive to who? To them. They can only be talking about themselves. When you hear anybody say that, they can only be talking about themselves and their finances. So if you say, "Hey man, did you pay cash? Did you pay cash for that iPhone?" "Oh, no way, that's too expensive." They just told you about their finances. You can't afford a $1,500 phone? Yeah, no, then you're broke. They don't know their slaves. Slaves don't know what they say. Okay, slaves don't know what they're saying. Gabriel says they call me crazy. LJ, LJ, call me crazy, LJ. Gabriel, you got to stop. To them, you're crazy. So you better stop talking like that. Stop talking your crazy talk. Especially at 19, anybody older, at 19, pretty much everybody's older than you, right? They're not going to listen to you. You're 19 and you're stupid. You got to remember, Gabriel, they don't look at you the same way they would look at me. Of course, you ain't got no debt, Gabriel. You're 19. Of course, your credit report looks like that. You're 19. You don't even have any debt. Wait till this is what they say. Wait till you're my age. That's going to change. They're telling you about their finances. They're saying, wait till you're my age and you'll be in debt just like me. They don't know they're saying that to you. They don't know they had a choice not to be in the debt. DTN says, "You should have heard the payday loan clerk. She tried to beg me not to pay off my loan. I told her I don't need it anymore. We joked about it. She asked me to refer her someone." Look at that. Refer to somebody in payday loan debt. Yeah. Literally begging him to stay in debt. Please don't leave me as your master. Wasn't I a good master, DTN? Wasn't I good to you? Wasn't I good to you? I gave you the money when you needed it, right, Slay? DTN, didn't I do that? Now you're just gonna cut me loose after after everything I've done for you. You just gonna cut me loose like that? Are we like that? I thought we were family. DTN says, Dave, I opened the credit line a few months ago, so I'm paying it off. She was like, this soon? Look at that. She's telling you how it works, DTN. People in debt don't do that. This soon? People in debt don't do that. That's why they're in debt. Hold on, you guys. Gabriel, Gabriel, you're gonna be recession proof. You're gonna be recession proof, right? But this is what you must do so they don't detect you. Okay? Because normally when a recession happens, right? And people start complaining about, and then when somebody comes to you, you say, when did that happen? You can't turn around and say, when? Is it a recession? You can't say stuff like that. You got to go, oh yeah, man, it's hitting me hard too, man. You got to make up stuff. I'm about to lose everything. You just say what they say. Oh man, I'm about to lose my house. I'm about to lose my car. My family can't eat. The light bill's not going to be paid. And then you get on the news and say, hey, this is hard for everybody. You got to play it off. You can't let them spot you, especially at a young age. You got to just play along. Oh man, yeah, I won't be able to pay my phone bill. My kids can't go to this private school anymore. I only can put $10 of gas in my gas tank. You got to just say all the stuff the slaves say. DTN says Mazda gave me food when I needed it. Yeah, gave you food. All what Mazda did for you, and you're just gonna break away like that. You're gonna cut your chains off, TTN. You no good, dirty slave. You're gonna do your Mazda like that. You no good, you no good, dirty slave. You're gonna cut the chains off right in Mazda's face? Man, you non-appreciative, low down. Amina says, just paid off one credit card and my cell phone. Thank you, LJ, for the motivation. You are welcome. Amina, I hope you're paying your cell phone yearly too. I hope you're paying on a yearly. I don't pay my cell phone bill month to month. I pay it by the year. $20 a month. $20 a month on AT&T. Amina says, still working on student loans. Oh yeah, never stop. Remember, student loans, that's the price of your slave papers. If you stop paying on your student loans, you're saying, this is what you're saying, not you. This is for the whole room. If you stop paying on your student loans, even during a recession, you're saying, I want to be a slave just a little bit longer. I'll get my slave papers after recession's over. Good luck with that. And check it out. Even during recession, even when all the slaves put their student loans in forbearance, they stopped paying on them, whatever. Guess what? The interest still accumulates, even during a recession. Student loans are recession proof. They never stop making money. Nothing affects them. Nothing affects student loans. Nothing. Student loans don't even know when a recession happens. Don't even know. Dave Sincere says, you never appreciated Master and what Master done for you. Exactly. After all Mazda did for you, DTN, after all Mazda did for you, and this is how you show your appreciation? By cutting your chains off? You low down, dirty slave. You are the lowest of the low. NC Big says, LJ, man, I made a mistake with this cell phone thing. I need to get out of this company. Yeah. I remember when you was talking about it, NC Biggs. Hey, we all did it. Don't worry. Don't feel stupid. Okay. That's what slaves do. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can get out of it. I can help you out of it too. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. You can get out of all that. Don't worry about any of that. I'm thinking about it now, man. Student loans. Student loans are the cockroaches of the economy. They just that's guaranteed that's printing money right there. That is, man, that is the most, that is student loans print money. Damn, man. A recession hits and they still have slaves, and slaves are even deeper. Slaves are even deeper. Hey, did you make it through the economy? Yeah. Guess who's going to be waiting for you at the door? Your student loans. Your student loans are going to pull you out of the economy dust, blow up. They're going to be the hand that reaches into the ashes and everything that fell on you. And they're going to reach and say, hey, man, hey, I'm here for you. And they're going to pull you out of the dust. Welcome back, man. You survived. So did I. You're going to look at your student loans. You're going to be like, hey, man, how come you're not dirty? Hey, don't worry about that. Why are you wearing? You mean you wore $1,000 Armani suit and you don't got a speck of dirt on it? Hey, man, don't worry about my suit. Am I helping you? Then shut up. Come out of the ashes. Don't worry about my clothes. NC Big says they haven't gave me a solid price. They keep increasing it. Hey, bro, you hear? Hey, bro, you hear NC Big's story? They did my bro the same way when he's getting out of his phone contract. Same way. That's, hey, NC Biggs, that's standard practice. I want you to know that. That's a script. Okay. They don't want you they don't want you out. That's why they're making it hard. You thought they was gonna make it easy? No. No, they did my bro the same way. Hey, man, you got to do this. You can't do that. And then my bro had to call back. Even after he paid it off, I say, hey, bro, make sure you call back to make sure there's no lingering balance. Call back. There's another $16. But hey, man. Okay, pay that $16 off. Now is it paid off? Yeah, okay. Then I'm never coming back to you again. Patrick Young says, I love your so brutally honest slave shirt coming. Woo. Hey, bro. You gotta be brave to wear a slave shirt. I mean, not brave, but that's like hardcore honest right there. Ooh, you got to weave. This is what I don't really want to. Why I don't want to really put slave on my shirt, because people think they'll start thinking of the movies, and you're not thinking of the movies. You know, the dead is the colorblind slave master, but they're gonna think, oh, who are you talking to? Oh, you don't like black people, this and that. No, I'm not dealing with that much ignorance. I'm gonna stick with debt. I don't want people thinking of the movies when I'm talking about slave. That's what the first thing I don't think is start thinking of Roots and all these slave movies coming out, Underground Railroad. Nope, sir, not doing any of that. You think I'm gonna explain that to somebody in debt? Not doing that. What's up, man? How you doing? Hey, Linnell's been a while. I'm glad you're back. Appreciate it. Gabriel says, and like 70% of them are absolutely paying nothing on their student loans. No, Gabriel. Right now, a recession's coming. They believe they're losing money on their 401k. You think they're going to keep up with their student loan payments? No, they're not. And that's exactly what they want them to do. Do you think they want them to pay off their student loans? They don't. If you're in student loan debt, let me tell you guys something. They don't really want you to pay those student loan debts off. They don't. Because if you paid them off, they wouldn't make any money. They buy and sell they buy and sell student loan debt all day long, man, all day long. So if you let me tell you guys something, and this is something I recently learned. If you ever log onto your Credit Karma or go look at your credit report, and then all of a sudden you see all your student loans say zero, guess what? Your student loan's been sold to a new company. Congratulations. They'll be contacting you. Don't worry. They'll be reaching out to you. And guess the first thing they're going to say? Hey, man, we're your new student loan holder or whatever, right? We're going to give you the chance to put your student loans in forbearance for the 6 months so you can get on your feet during this recession. You're going to say, hell yeah, I'll do that. And guess what? That's exactly what they want you to do. And then they're going to make money off all those millions, and then they're going to sell it to somebody else. And then that person's going to do the same thing, all the while while you're just in debt, in debt, in debt, in debt. NC Big says, I need to change over to someone else. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Who are you with now, NC Biggs? But remember, in order for you to leave NC Biggs, every device that you have on your account must be paid off. Must be, else you can't leave. Student loans are cancer, man. They got me by the pair. It's a cancer that you can get rid of. That's curable. That's the only kind of cancer that's curable. Guaranteed 100% curable. Lion, young lion, it's 100% cancer. This cancer is curable. How you do that? Pay it off. Then you're cured of that cancer. Free. You'll be cancer free for the rest of your life. What's up, Joseph? Welcome. DTN says, I'm in 1979 home. I'm staying as long as I can till I'm high in the negative. Till I'm high in the negative. I can till I'm high in the negative. You must mean high in the positive. Not sure which. Oh, above negative. Okay. All right. I knew there was some high in the negative. What? Hey, you want to be high in the negative, you go back and see Mazza. Say, Mazza, I'm back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut those chains off, Mazza. Can you put a new pair on me and I'll pay for them? Can you get me some Gucci chains? Versace chains? I don't care as long as it got a brand name on it, and I'll pay top dollar for those chains. How much is those chains? $500 a link? Well, Mazza, I plan on being a slave for the rest of my life. That's a lot of links. I know. Now, is that diamond encrusted? What you want? Platinum links, or what you want? Hurry up. A recession's coming. Let's go. I need to make that money. I need to make that money. I need some more slaves. And right now, I keep telling you guys right now, check this. Ooh, I just thought of something. Check it out. Check this out. Now, oh, wow. Yeah. Imagine this. Imagine this. Now a reset. Somebody designed this, man. Somebody designed this. Okay. I'm sorry. I keep stopping because it keeps coming together like a freaking puzzle in my head. A recession's coming. The young people believe student loan debt's going to be wiped out. So they're probably getting all the money they can right now, believing that money's free, burying themselves deeper in debt. And then when they find that when the recession hits and they find out that student loans are not going to be forgiven, guess what they're going to do? They're going to put them in forbearance because why? They can't afford it. AKA new generation of slaves. Welcome. Welcome to the system, slave. Welcome to the system. Forbearance after forbearance after forbearance. Man, I need to get a job at the student, not a job, but not a regular job at the student loan place, because I guarantee you this, even people that handle student loan debt, those people that work for the people that handle student loan, the companies that handle student loan debt, they're in student loan debt themselves and they're handling student loan debt for other people. That doesn't even make any sense. And people that, check this out, can you imagine this? People that work at companies that handle the student loan debt, They know how those people do, those people in student loan debt, and I guarantee you they still don't get out of student loan debt. Mm. And then that recession hits, they put those new compounded student loan debts in forbearance and whatever because they can't afford it because they ain't got no job, man. Oh my God. A new generation of slaves is born. And then you got parents on top of that. They've been in student loan. Their student loans are older than their children, and then they getting parent plus loan student loan debt. Do you guys see how the slaves are born and kept all the way until death? You got parents that have their student loans are older than their children, and then they're taking out parent plus loans for their children because they have no money. Oh my God. And then they probably go and get the student loan money because they believe it's free money and they need it during this recession because this is the easiest money to get during a recession. Then they get it and believe it's money. You see how it works? Mm, mm, mm. I cringe even thinking about telling you. As I'm telling you guys, this is piecing together in my brain right now as I'm telling you. DTN says Mazda will try to sell me a $300,000 house on a $30K salary. Sure will, slave. It's not Mazda's duty to teach you about mathematics. It's Mazda's way to make money, not take away money. And Mazda says, if you don't even know what 1 + 1 is, why am I going to even tell you about money? You don't even know what 1 + 1 is. LJ, AT&T, all my devices are paid off. So if you're AT&T, there's multiple companies that you can go with. RedPocketMobile.com, StraightTalk.com. What's that one, bro? Who you go with, bro? AT&T owns it. Cricket. AT&T owns Cricket. They got awesome family plans. That's what my brother's on right now. He's got it. All of his devices are on Cricket. He pays, I think, $90 a month, something like that, for all of his whole family on Cricket. Many people in debt, they don't know AT&T owns Cricket. They don't even know. Because it sounds like you need a family plan, and family plans are great with Cricket. Gabriel says it's all planned. They study how we purchase, save, and culturally how we operate on money to make profits. That's why they give college kids credit cards. Exactly. It's all part of the plan, but it all starts with the parents. Like right now, had I known what I knew today, my kids would have known at a young age of what they're not going to do when it's time to go to college. Hey man, yeah, if you get student loans, this is what you're going to do. Hey man, when you get on campus, these people are going to offer you credit cards. You're not going to get any of those credit cards. You hear me? You're not going to get none of them. Why not? Because you'll be in debt for the rest of your life. On top of your student loans, you'll be in debt. So this is why you're not going to do it. Here, let me show you on mathematics. You do this is how much you'll make. If you don't do that, this is how much you'll be in debt if you do that. Okay, you see that? Does that make mathematical sense to you? No, then don't ever do that. Gabriel, they also, check it out. Let me give you guys another one so you guys can understand what this means. So Experian, they're running like Experian Boost, where you could put your utilities and stuff on your credit report with Experian, so it can boost your credit score for doing it. All they're doing is just gathering your financial habits information. That's all they're doing, because once you give them, because you got to give them permission to your accounts. Once they have permission to your accounts, they can see if you're missing your payments on your electric bill, see if you paying late on your electric bill. This is all gathered information, and then they're just doing like imagine Experian as the middleman credit bureau. You're pretty much giving them the same permissions that you give the three major credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. They're the middleman. So instead of them being the credit bureau over your regular credit, they're the bureau over your utilities. So they can see what you're doing. And then they can just sell that information to some big conglomerate to gather information about financial information about what the average do with their money. It's just the crazy. And then what do? They do just like the credit bureaus. For your participation, they give you a point on your credit report. Hey, we just boosted it. Yeah, it's just for us though. It's not for we experience, like we work independently. So just because we boost your score, that doesn't mean TransUnion and Equifax is going to boost your credit score. Just us. We're going to do it. Why? Because you gave us permission to get in your life, get in your business. That's why. So since you think points of scores mean something, we're going to give you one too. It don't mean anything. It only means something to us, nobody else. And they just believe it. And I think I even said that wrong. Experience doing the thing. So they're not a middleman. They are the major credit bureau. They're just getting one more step into your business. Oh, I said that totally wrong. They're not a middleman. They're the main man. They're getting deeper in your business, and you're letting them, and you're giving them permission, and they reward you with a point that doesn't even exist. Doesn't even mean it. Mean those points mean nothing to anyone but Experian. Facts, they sure do. Joseph Brown says. Hyphy says, I keep finding an influx of videos from realtors and other business professionals that focus on the ability to get approved for a loan. None of their vids talk about affordability. No. Hyphy, if they did what we're talking about, they would not make any money. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I get business. I totally get business. Hell, I even get Houston Mick, whatever his name is. Houston. I mean, if you listen to that dude, none of what he's saying makes mathematical sense, but he has the titles that are he does things that are attractive to people in debt. People in debt believe they can get something without using any money of their own. Why? Because they have no money. That's why they're attracted to it. Hyphy says, what you can get approved for doesn't represent what you can afford. No, doesn't. No different than a credit card, car. I mean, just a house just seems bigger because it's a big number, but it's no different than anything else. NC Big says, yeah, I knew about Cricket, but I always like ideas. Yeah, Cricket is good for you because you got a family. And I know that because my brother's on it. My brother uses it, he's fine with it. I mean, it's really nothing. But I think Red Pocket Mobile has plans too. So I would look up those, see which one, and just move off of the traditional, because you got to remember, NC Biggs, those taxes that you see on a regular phone bill, like when you get your bill, you'll see your normal price that you're supposed to pay for 4 phones or 1 in a tablet or whatever. And then you got all those taxes stacked on top of your regular price. When you move over to prepaid plans, those taxes don't exist. Those only exist on traditional phone plans. People in debt, they don't know that because they don't have no choice. Once you got finance phones, and a lot of them, you have no choice but to stay where you're at. You can't get off because you can't leave with a phone that you owe money on. They just turn it off and you can't use it. It becomes a boat anchor. So I don't know how many of you guys watched that Rice video with Jeff Bezos, but this is what you got to watch. That, man, it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. It was all how I looked at everything, because when I first heard he spent $145,000 on a house, I was like, damn. But then when you see in Rice how much his worth is, that's like $1. That's probably like $145 to him, if that. It might even be $1.45 for him. Man, you know what you guys can't even imagine what it feels like to tell somebody that you can make them recession proof and prove it. I can prove to somebody that I can make them recession proof. You know how amazing that feels? You guys know what I'm holding in the palm of my hand right now? You guys even know? I do. I'm holding generational change in my hand right now, and millions don't even know about it. Millions, billions. Generational change right here. The next generation of millionaires. I'm holding it right in my hand. Here's the key. Here's the key. You want to be a millionaire? Yeah, I got the key right here. How do I know? I can prove it to you. You can prove it to me? Yeah, how? With mathematics. Young Lion says, I'm on the verge of enrolling in a trade school and it's 12K. Since I got bent over by student loans from college, how would you go about this, Linnell, since financial aid is my enemy right now? That's a good question, Young Lion. First, I don't know how much student loan debt you're in right now. I don't know how much you're in, but if you think, yeah, it counts on how much student loan debt you're in right now. Because if you're saying like this, that whatever trade you're about to choose, if you know for a fact that you're going to get in there and you're going to kill it, and you know how much money you're going to make, and then when you get done with the trade school, you're going to get that job, that whatever job, not about some job somebody told you about, some job that you know you're going to get in and make some money. I would do it. And but when I get that job, I would continue to live the way I'm living right now till every single penny of that debt is paid off. I wouldn't buy no new car. I would keep the same car I have now. I would continue to live where I'm living. I would continue to work where I'm working until I get the trade school degree, and then I would get that new job, and I would continue. Excuse me. While having the new job, I would continue to live the way I'm living today until every single penny of that student loan debt is paid off. That's what I would do. Especially if I didn't have any money to get to the trade school, that's what I would do. I would do that. Hyphy says, remember how amazed I was when it hit me that some will never see a paid off student loan. Yeah, man. Ain't that crazy? This morning it hit me that some will never have a day where they can say they're debt free. And no, that hits me every now and then, Hyphy. I promise you that does. Like, me and my brother were talking. We were talking like this, and I know he don't mind me sharing this with you. I remember because he's about to pay off his cars, him and his girlfriend's car, right? He told me that he never have seen a title to a car, never. And that made me remember back when I was in debt. I had never seen the title of a car, never, because I always financed my cars. I never saw the title. So can you imagine? Imagine the millions of people that have never seen a car title themselves. Imagine a student loan. They'll never see a payoff letter ever. Imagine the percentage, not all of them, but imagine how small the percentage is of people that will never see a paid off student loan letter. They will never see it. That's why I keep telling you guys that the ones that you guys are paying off your student loans right now, when you get that paid off letter, I want you to put it in the nicest frame ever. I don't care how much the frame costs. Do it anyway and put it right in your living room. So when people walk into your living room, your foyer, whatever you want to, and then they're going to look at this weird frame picture in this this picture framed in this nice expensive frame, they're going to say, "What is that?" You're going to say, "That's a paid off student loan letter." That's what that is. You put it in that, yeah. You still paying on your student loans? Yeah, that's why that's in that frame. Because you're still paying off your student loans, and your student loans older than your children. That's why mine is in the frame in my wall. So when you walk in and ask, because I want you to ask. Ivey's talking to Shar. Thoroughly research the credibility of the school. I've seen trade schools claim to prepare you. Then when it comes to time to test it for a cert, you don't recognize half the material on a test. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Make sure you do your research. Don't just go by what they're saying. The school, try to talk to some students that graduated from this trade school. Did you guys get the jobs that you wanted? Did you get everything you expected? Because everybody doesn't have the same drive, but do your research. But you're right, Hyphy, man. Some will never see a car title. Some will never see a paid off student loan letter ever. And you can hey man, you can go up to a person right now with student loan debt and say, hey man, you know you're never going to see a student loan paid off letter. They won't even care. They'll be like, so what? So you guys have no idea. Check this out. You guys, you have no idea how many people are out there giving financial information with 20-year student loans. You guys have no idea how many people are out there doing this nonsense. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, pharmacists, they all giving financial advice, not having and when you come across a financial advisor, an accountant, you assume that they must know what they're talking about when their money. Hey man, they got all those letters after their name. They must know what they're talking about. Not if they have 20-year-old student loans, they don't. And they're giving you guys financial advice. Mm, mm, mm. You guys have no idea how bad it is. Ooh wee, man. Mm, mm, mm. You slaves are just getting kicked while you're down. Just man, you're driving in your nice car. You're just a slave driving a nice car. You're just a slave in a Tesla. You Tesla owners, you finance. Hey, check it out. You Tesla owners, you finance your Tesla. Yeah, you're not really saving money on gas, slave. You think you're cool because you can leave your hands off the steering wheel? You're still in a cage, slave. You're still in traffic. What you think you're different because you don't have to hold the steering wheel? You're just a slave not holding the steering wheel. You're still in traffic. Oh, they be kicking slaves when they're down, man. It's bad. Ooh, look at the way the doors of my Tesla open up. What, slave? You're just a slave with cool opening car doors? And you think that means something? You're just a slave in a Tesla. Trade schools shut down after multiple lawsuits by former students proving the school didn't prepare them to pass certification tests. You can graduate from these schools without getting certification. You sure can. College is the same way, you guys. College is the exact same way. Just because you get a degree don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if you go. It's really no different. Just because you have a degree, that doesn't guarantee you anything. One thing that is guaranteed, you will have student loan debt when you get it. That's guaranteed, and you will be charged interest. I will make you recession proof, man. I be seeing these young entrepreneurs on Instagram, man. I want them to get with me so bad. Oh, I'll be wanting to get with me so bad. I wish I could just, and I know I'm 50, I'm old, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the way it is. Fake it till you make it, all that stuff, all that debt talk. Knowing that I could change a kid's life, especially younger they are, they get on this Instagram platform and become successful, YouTube, whatever, and then they're like, what? They see all this money come in, they have no idea what to do with it or who to ask about it. They don't even have a clue. Mm-mm. I'm telling you guys, you wait till the right big name person, whatever, that discovers me. They're gonna see it, share it with their friends, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's how it's gonna do. That's exactly what it's gonna do. They're gonna say, just like everybody in the SMD family says, man, had I known this at XYZ age, oh yeah, I get it. I hear that all the time. I get it because I say it to myself. I used to say it a lot. I'm just happy that I know what I know. Well, it's time for me to get off, people. Been on here for over 2 hours. I'm getting hungry. You can reach me at savingsminusdebt.com for your free 30-minute consultation. I'm going to be cutting that off soon too, man. Get your free 30-minute consultation while you still can. Get it while you can. Go to savingsminusdebt.com, click on book now. Please don't forget to set your time zone when you do it, and then we'll talk. But pretty soon that's going to stop. Consultations are going to be now a charge pretty soon, period. Even though I love talking to people, I love talking, I love helping people, but when you start your own business, man, you're gonna have to stop because people treat free as free. People treat free as free. That has to stop. People when they spend their own money on something, that people respect it just a little bit more because they spent the money that they worked for on it. They're like, hey, I know this is valuable information and you pay for it. At least I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try one of the things, something. Hyphy says your free consultations is whatever time you get on the panel when links are offered. Yeah, you're right. See what I'm saying? Let me tell you guys something. On this journey, man, you're gonna meet like-minded people that are gonna give you the advice that you need, not what I want, what you need. And you're gonna know the advice that you're getting it from because you know the advice that they're giving you is something that you need, even if you don't see it. If I don't even see it, but I know where it's coming from, it's something that I can't see, and they're trying to make me see. So you won't take offense to it. You'll see the information coming from somebody, and to normal people, it'll sound like it's rude, like they're telling you something that you're stupid or you're not, whatever. No, you don't look at it. You're like, oh, what did I miss? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. In order to get that free consultation, you got to get on the live. As soon as I put on the link, that's when you ask the questions. Dave Sincere says people do not appreciate free. I've given my mom plenty of stuff she never paid for. She still complains. Exactly. They don't care because it's free. Family expects it for free. So when they ask for information, Dave, you just make up some kind of real general free something that you don't mind blurting out in 1 or 2 sentences and give it to them because it really ain't nothing for you. Hey, man. Hey, how do you get out of debt? Oh, you just got to pay your bills off. Okay, cool. All right, cool. NC Big says, I just called my student loan telling them I want to pay any extra payments to principal. They are all kind of confused. Yes, they're confused. Because people don't do that, NC Briggs. People don't pay extra on their student loans. That's why they're confused. So when you call them, you got to make sure you tell them all extra payments goes towards principals. You have to tell them that. Hell, they do that with car loans now. If you pay extra on your car loan, you got to call the place and say, hey man, make sure you put this on principal. My brother's going through all that. He's paying extra on his car payments. He got to call him and say, hey, man, this extra, you got to put it on principal. They're like, oh, okay, cool. And then he got to call back 2-3 days later to make sure they did it. Oh, it hasn't went through our system yet. And then he got to call back every single week. He has to do that. Hyphy says, if you do anything free, you are losing money because time is money. The tax specialist taught me that when she explained she charges family members the same rates as her non-relative clients. Yeah, I get it, Hyphy. And you know what I had to break, Hyphy? I had to break that once you become passionate about something, you just want to help people, but you can't do that for free because I was wasting my time in the process. So that stops. That stops. Dave Sincere says, I worked for an auto finance company for years. They apply any extra payments to next month payment. Yeah, automatically, unless you call them and tell them. They sure do. They sure do. So I'm gonna tell you guys one more time. If you want a free 30-minute consultation, you better jump on it now because that's coming to a halt. Because I talked to a lot of people, and maybe about 2 or 3% convert to paying customers. Everybody else just wanted to talk. And I get it. Again, I love talking to people, giving them advice how to get out of debt. But if you're not going to do anything I'm saying, we're just wasting each other's time. And I know how much my time is worth. That's going to stop. Savings-debt.com for your free 30-minute consultation because that's coming to an end soon. Now, right now, you can schedule a time with you. If you don't want me necessarily all up in your financial business and you want to call me and talk to me right now, you can schedule an appointment. You're going to pay $60 for 45 minutes. That's going to change too soon, by the way, too. But $60 for 45 minutes. Talk about anything you want. Hey, what should I do here? What should I do there? Should I do this? Should I not do this? I'll tell you everything. Make sure you bring a pad, pencil, your computer, laptop, write it all down. I have a few people doing that. Sometimes they just want to call and ask me a few questions. Make sure you have all your questions ready for your session. We set it up. I call you. Because even when I used to set up sessions and people make appointments, and then they would be scheduled to call me, say like it was 1:00. People would be late. Oh man, I'm sorry I'm late, man. I know it was 1:00, but I know it's 1:15. I said, nope, I'm gonna call you from now on. I'm gonna call everybody from now on. We missed that appointment. I call you, don't pick up. All right, whatever. Hey, I'll send you an email, letter, email, whatever, right? But see, even when people, because sometimes I have had people schedule and then I call them on the time, they just don't answer, don't even reply on the email. That's why that stops, because I had to stop my day, whatever hour that was, to make sure it was clear for this person for this 30 minutes. And then they don't even pick up. I just wasted 30 minutes of my time, even more than that, because I scheduled everything around it. That's why it stops. I can't have that. Harvey says the ones that just want to talk, they think it's more than math. They expect you to release the financial secret to wealth while on the phone with them. They do. You're right, Hyphy. You're exactly right. That's why it's going to stop. And for those of you that was thinking, when did you come up with this? Right now, as I'm talking about it. That's why it's going to stop, because I just thought about it right now. Just thought about it. I'm getting the right feedback that I need from the people I trust. That's why it stops today. Well, I made the decision that it's going to stop. I'm not going to just stop it abruptly. I'm going to give those people a chance that do want that 30 minutes while it's still open, but it's stopping. Dave Sincere says technology has made it a lot more convenient to get debt free. When I was growing up, we had to do everything by mailing a check or over the phone. Now we can manage our finances over the phone. Yeah. And they also made it easier to go in debt. Let me give you guys some examples real quick. All these investment apps that are happening, like Acorn, Save Your Change, Roundup, all this stuff. People in debt don't even know they're in debt. So they're not saved. They're not saving. They're not rounding up anything. They're not investing using Acorn. They're in debt. They're not doing anything. They're just getting charged a fee for those people doing investing money that they don't even, it doesn't exist for the person in debt, but the money is real for the Acorn apps and those type of apps. Money's real for them. It's not real for people in debt, because people in debt don't understand that they're actually borrowing money to invest in these apps. So the money turns real once they borrow it to give it to the other people. But the people that are in debt, they're deeper in debt. Over the Dave says here, over the cell phone without talking to anyone. Yeah, without talking to anybody. Hyphy says if people just want to chat and bounce ideas, that's what the Discord server chat for. Hey, can you post that Discord server link up in there, Hyphy, please? You guys need to join, because I got, again, there's 2 people have donated, 2 SMD family members have donated 2 45-minute sessions with me, donated to a lucky winner in a raffle that we're going to raffle off on the Discord server. So I strongly encourage you to join the Discord server. Not only will you get a lot of, you don't even have to wait for answers for me to answer questions. You can ask other SMD family members that are in the Discord server. And the Discord server was created by SMD family member Hyphy, allegedly. Allegedly he did it. I don't even really know if he did it, but allegedly. Inside joke, people. If you're new to the channel, you probably won't get it. NC Big says, LJ, thank you for giving me that free consultation. Help me, people. You need to call him. He really is helping people. Thank you, NC Biggs. You're welcome. I'm glad you got in early. I knew eventually that was going to stop. 30 minutes, that's a long time, man. That's a long time. And usually, and to be honest with you, anytime I would usually talk to the majority of people for the 30-minute free consultation, I usually go over the 30 minutes. I usually do. I just don't, I couldn't bring myself to cut people off. 30 minutes, sorry, goodbye, click. I just couldn't do that, right? Dave Sincere says, our people, we want to be told the secrets. They don't want to do research or put any kind of work in. They want to talk all day. To them, talking about it is addressing it. Exactly. When they talk about it, they think they're doing something about it by talking about it. For those of you new to the channel, there's the Discord server link. You can do it online. You can access online, or you can access via app on your phone. Okay. Sooner the better. We have all kind of discussions in there. We have voice discussions, not just texting. You can go on. Hyphy got it all set up to where we can all go in rooms and chat via voice. It's lovely in there, man. You get all the right questions. Sometimes I'll spark videos up based on it. We just do a bunch of random stuff in there. So it's not just me. You can go in there and get the majority of the questions answered properly. Because if anybody jumped in there and said something wrong, the SMD family members will know right away, because it won't make any mathematical sense at all. Sorry, guys, reading some things here. Sorry about that. Anyway. All right. We're going to get off of here. I'll make sure I put everything in the description of this video, because I really can't during this StreamYard presentation. So I usually do it after the video's up there. But thank you guys for jumping on there. Much appreciated. Don't forget to join the Discord server. The link is in the chat. Share the channel by just this right here. Hold on 1 second. Let me show you guys something too. I always say it's about to be over, and then I forget to show you something. No, I'm gonna hold off on that. Let me hold off on that. Never mind. All right. Share the channel. This is all you got to do is Google hashtag savings minus debt. This is all you got to do. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi, ask a question. This is you being part of the SMD family member. Being an SMD family member, this is the safe zone. Okay, nobody's gonna make you sound stupid for doing dumb financial things. We just show you how to fix it and change it, and show you how to never do it again. That's it. Uber guy says it's a lot of material to easily help you get IT certs. So many ways. Oh yeah, there's ways. So thank you everyone for joining today's session. Much appreciated. And you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. I always got to look at my computer so I can tell you guys the right day, because once you get out of debt, you don't really care about the day of the week, time of day. You don't really care about any of that. But you guys have a wonderful day. I'm out.